Yeah! Peep this, chat. Kotaku has received a response from Valve confirming that payment processors and acquiring banks cited Mastercard network rules as justification for banning adult games. Who do I believe more, Valve or Masterfart? I don't know. In a statement to Kotaku, a spokesperson for Valve said that while Mastercard did not communicate with it directly, concerns did come through payment processor and banking intermediaries. They said payment processors rejected Valve's current guidelines for moderating illegal content on Steam, citing Mastercard's Rule 5.12.7. Mastercard did not communicate with Valve directly despite our request to do so, Valve's statement sent over to Kotaku reads, Mastercard communicated with payment processors and acquiring banks. Payment processors communicated with Valve and we replied by outlining Steam's policy since 2018 of attempting to distribute games that are legal for distribution. Payment processors rejected this and specifically cited Mastercard's rule and risk to the Mastercard brand. Dude, this is some ratty shit. This rule states a merchant must not submit to its acquirer and a customer must not submit to the interchange system any transaction that is illegal or in the sole discretion of the corporation may damage the goodwill of the corporation or reflect negatively on the marks. So basically, they said we're not doing it because it's illegal, it's because it makes the brand look bad. Yeah, and Valve is like, we have rules against illegal things, and if it's not illegal, then we can keep it on the side, and then the MasterCard's like, no, it looks bad. Very cringe. Very cringe. It goes on saying the sale of a product or service, including an image, which is patently offensive. Again, super subjective, by the way, and lacks serious artistic value, such as, by the way, of example and not limitation, images of non-consensual sexual behavior, sexual exploitation of a minor, non-consensual mutilation of a person or body part, and bestiality, or any other material that the corporation is deemed unacceptable to sell in connection with a mark. Violations of the rule can result in fines, audits, or companies being dropped by the payment processors. So they're twisting their nuts right now. I've never viewed Mastercard as a brand. Yeah, well, they view it as themselves, so that's why they gotta protect their brand, Lamau. Furry adult games are bad for business. Chat, you don't understand. There are video games that have uncomfortable subjects, and the point of them is to explore those uncomfortable subjects without hurting people literally. For example, Alice Madness Returns, there is a uncomfortable memory that you delve into of Alice in Wonderland and how she basically dissociates because she was hurt by a man at the end of the story, and she ends up breaking free of that, you know, of that feeling that she was being controlled because she was being hurt by that man in the bad way. I can't say that word on YouTube because they don't like it, but how do you have these people interpret and say, oh, it's not good because it's non-consensual and blah blah blah? It's like nobody's glorifying it, they're just talking about it. You can't do that. You can't just tell people what they can and can't do. Oh, lacks serious artistic value. What do you mean? Games have inherent artistic value. That game was not banned though. It doesn't frickin' matter. They've gone after games that are way softer in that way. It doesn't matter. They'll find a way to ban everything that you don't like. What if they go after gacha games? Well, then people will have a serious problem with that. People were tearing them apart in the comments section over this too. Exactly, it's a slippery slope. You take one step and then they'll be like, oh, well, you know, we might as well try. Not my gacha? Yeah, they could, man. They absolutely could. Nika could be seen as too sexual. Oh, she's got her boobies hanging out, so yeah, even though she's, you know, an adult and I'm an adult, I can't look at that. But anyway, they made a clarifying statement on gaming content. Let me read this for you. It's absolutely I hate this corpo jargon speak. Clarifying recent headlines on gaming content, Mastercard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations. Our payment network follows these standards based on the rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure Mastercard's cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content. Why the frick you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, why are you lying? They are so insane. How are they just lying through their teeth to people? Hold on. I got the perfect music for this too. Ugh. Rat behavior. They're cornered. Chat, keep going after them. They got community noted. It said both Steam and Itch have stated the removal of adult content came from pressure by payment processors, including Mastercard. Furthermore, Mastercard and other payment processors have a documented history of refusing service to Japanese retailers over legal adult content. This is unacceptable. How long until their I'm sorry speech? No, they'll try and twist your balls until we can't take it anymore. Chat, keep hammering away at them. People have been tearing them up. I'm not gonna read that one out loud, but it's funny. You claim to follow the law and avoid moral judgments, yet you let foreign extremists like Collective shout and influence you and how you enforce your policies, banning an entire broad categories of illegal entertainment to appease their agenda. This directly contradicts what Steam and itch.io have said. You've turned your platform into a weapon against free expression and your own customers. Based, Saroy! Based! Unfathomably based. Look, why are you lying? Suck my dick, retard. Resorting to blatant gaslighting now, huh? They're nervous. Keep up the pressure. Stop lying. Savvy says, I highly recommend everyone file an ethics complaint with the lawfully required ethics hotline. Everyone's tearing into them. Bunch of bullshit, chat. Including illegal content. This is the clause that means they're not lying, they're getting rid of harmful adult content. Shut up! That is not what it means! They said to us that they are doing it because of unlawful things. Steam and every other Japanese retailer and Patreon said it's because they do not want to be associated with bad content or unartistic sexual content. Believe us, stop reading Reddit. That's right. They want to mind control you, chat. Since they had to make a statement, perhaps that means we're winning this fight. We have to keep pressing. This is disgusting. There's so many people that I love their art. I love their art, and they're getting suppressed because of this stupid freaking censorship law. If anything, chat, if you really think about it, I could be deemed as unlawful, illegal content. You never know. VTubers could be next. Maybe they start banning VTubers. Banking establishments are more dangerous than standing armies. Thomas Jefferson. Did he actually say that? I believe it. They have so much power over everything. Discover Card and American Express are massive alternatives. People moving their money to those payment processors would be a massive blow. We'll see. I actually would need to do more research myself about if Discover Card and American Express are better alternatives and don't do the things that MasterCard and Visa do. But it's an alternative, at least a prospect of. I don't get why we let them get this far in the first place. Because we have no alternatives. Why do you think Twitch is so big? Because there are no alternative outside of Kick and YouTube. Why is YouTube the biggest video streaming platform? Because YouTube is the massive streaming platform and it bullies out every other fucking video streaming platform that tries to fight it. They have a massive bank, basically. Like, the videos, all the content creators, they all have all the power and the customers are there to stay. It sucks. And the way we fight is by fighting them and telling them that we don't want this. Ooh. Oh. Oh, Mastercard stock not doing too hot. It keeps bouncing back and then bowing down. Ooh, what's going on? Oh, again on the 29th? Gee, I wonder what happened here. Bam, and then it goes... Keep pressing, chat. Yeah, the pump and dumpy, yeah. Visa Inc. stock. How's it looking right now? It's still going down. Damn. Yeah, it crashes every once in a while. Whenever news like this comes out, it always crashes for a little bit. And then it jumps right back up. Mastercard's not doing too hot. It's like a 6% drop, but still bad for them. Yeah, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. How much is Visa worth right now? How much is Visa worth? Chat, $653 billion. That's half of $1 trillion. A 6% dip is insane for them. How much is Mastercard worth? $500 billion. So combined, they have around about $1 trillion. You think they're still so proud of following the orders of a bunch of ugly, retarded Karens? No, they don't care because they think that's what will get them money. Who needs that much money anyway? The corpoborpos that want to take away your ability to goon. It's actually disgusting. I've had so many people, like, I'm friends with a lot of artists, even not like hentai artists, and they're telling me that they've been affected across the line with like Patreon, commissioning, and on Twitter, basically being algorithmically suppressed. And as someone who has been algorithmically suppressed and punished by YouTube, because Google is obviously no saint either, it's absolutely terrifying when things like that happen. Terrifying. But I'm hoping we can push back. I'm doing my part. They may take my life, but they will never take my goon. I mean, my freedom. Freedom! Nothing of what was removed was illegal? No, you're absolutely right. They're just claiming that it's not illegal, that it is illegal because they said so. And again, they're gaslighting you. There's a major argument to be made. They have no legal standing to begin with. Denial of sale equals price fixing. They put them in the violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Clayton Antitrust Act, and the Federal Trade Commission Act. My issue with involving the FTC and involving the law is that because these two companies are worth $1.1 trillion, how the hell does the public fight against such a massive corporation that has an infinite amount of money to throw at them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you realistically do if you want to sue Visa and MasterCard for negligence and breaking the law? Did you see the free Gooner bundle on GOG that created as protest? No, I did not. It's a negligible drop. The banning of risky but legal purchases did not cause this drop. We promise this is just a market downswing. It'll come back, we swear. I joke, but there really are people saying this. This is so much cope. I do think that 6% is not a massive drop in terms of overall, because at the end of the day, look at the graph. They've dropped like this before, and then they've bounced back. And this one was actually a bounce back even harder. They've just dropped even harder. The fluctuation between 579 to 555 or 550. No, 557. Sorry, I can't read graphs today. It's ultimately, it doesn't look too good. Also, it's a 5-day prognosis, or what is it called? I have big words, Alana. Analysis, I guess. Again, it doesn't. The timeline isn't amazing for the 5 days. Look at the monthly chart, not 5 days. Monthly chart. I mean, obviously it's dipped before with, I think this started around about mid-July. But again, they bounced back. I'm not convinced. Not convinced. And they both dipped in the same way. What? We need to fight against those people, bro. We need to fight them. We need to fight against Mastercard. Gotta do it, gotta do it. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, enough spooky music. I love putting spooky music when we're talking about evil corpos. It seems so appropriate. The real final boss, the corpo. Again, we're fighting against them as a class. Where this is not about race, this is not about who you are or what you do. You are fighting against the people that want to control what they want you to see. We can't let that happen. Again, if this was a cash society right this minute, and people could just go out and buy their, their booby magazines and go into gacha and just insert money, Visa and Mastercard would not have nearly the amount of power they could stand on right this moment, because everybody uses PayPal, everybody uses Visa and Mastercard. There's very few alternatives. They're trying to control you, and they went as far as saying, oh, we need to censor Wikipedia, you guys. And this is all happening at the same time as other bullshit, too! Sad time for an artist spends $400 on a card accepted to be able to sell my stuff on the street. Now I might block because of it. Dude, that is so bad. I'm sorry. That's so bad. $400 for a card acceptor? And now it might be blocked? Because you sell art on the street? Well, I'm doing my part. Chad, do your part.